Every person is important. Every neighborhood is valued. And we have to commit ourselves to making sure that we do better every single day.
That's one of the reasons why we utilized CARES dollars and provided to the Houston Area Women's Center.
Helping get these 170 individuals off of our streets.
Let me encourage you, when you have the opportunity, to take this vaccine.
I grew up in this city. I grew up in the hood in the city of Houston.
All we're asking people to do is to wear your mask and vote like your life depends on it.
We're all in this together.
"2020 has been a year like no other, but as always, Houstonians responded with strength and resilience. Excitement filled the air in January as Mayor Turner was sworn in for a second four-year term. Outlining a list of priorities to make Houston a welcoming city that works for all in his inauguration speech, the mayor focused on public safety, complete communities, improving services and infrastructure, and sound financial management.
And the best for Houston has yet to come.
By March, excitement gave way to the realities of COVID-19.
Watch, look at there!
An unprecedented pandemic bringing the world to its knees.
I will be signing an emergency health declaration. Starting tonight, the concert will come to an end.
Mayor Turner went right to work to help Houstonians deal with the new reality.
And we will deal with this and we'll take it very seriously based on science and facts and not based on fear.
He named a COVID-19 recovery czar to coordinate the city's response. The newly formed Health Equity Response Task Force has a specific focus on the city's vulnerable communities.
We don't want to lose our small businesses, and we want to meet the food insecurities of the people in our city.
The mayor then turned to partnerships with government agencies, community organizations, healthcare, and elected officials to tackle the challenges before them.
We need to be mindful of everyone's health and safety when planning family gatherings. Make a plan and share it with your guests. Protecting our loved ones is the most important thing for all of us. Mask up, Houston. We're better together.
We're doing more testing. The second Houston testing site is now up.
They opened 3 COVID-19 testing sites, distributed more than 2 million masks and hand sanitizer.
I got some sanitizer for you.
Thank you so much. Participated in and supported food distributions and computer access programs for low-income Houstonians. They funded a mental health support hotline.
Don't hold it and operate in isolation. Seek the help you need. Get what you need until such time we can come back together in a real way without the mask. Shake hands, embrace one another, because you are not alone.
And joined with Harris County on a $65 million plan to house up to 5,000 homeless individuals.
This is a part of our debris cleanup initiative to make sure that we keep things as sanitary and safe for people who are living out here on our streets who are homeless until we can transition them into permanent temporary supportive housing.
And the city provided a much-needed financial lifeline, $35 million in rental assistance, $25 million in economic aid for small businesses, funding to help essential workers pay for childcare.
Once a family selects a center and the enrollment is confirmed, care can begin immediately.
Rental assistance for childcare centers, and so much more. Sadly, 2020 will also be known for the tragic death of former Houstonian George Floyd at the hands of a Minnesota police officer.
These memorials take place as large demonstrations also continue in Houston, with the city's mayor joining a large rally earlier this week.
And it's important for the mayor of the city of Houston to walk, march, stand up, and protest with you and not against you. That's important.
Social justice protests followed across the nation. Here in Houston, Mayor Turner acted quickly, signing an executive order banning chokeholds by Houston police.
We all have listened to calls for police reform and the demand for change.
The mayor also appointed a task force on policing reform, which reported back with more than 100 recommendations. As the pandemic continued to grip the nation, requiring massive amounts of time and resources, Mayor Turner kept Houston moving forward.
No community is identified as underserved or under-resourced, and every community is viewed as a community of opportunity.
5 additional neighborhoods were added to the mayor's Complete Communities initiative: Alief, Fort Bend, Houston, Kashmere Gardens, Magnolia Park, and Sunnyside. The goal is to create access to quality, affordable homes, jobs, parks, grocery stores, transit options, and more. The mayor kept Houston on track to become Silicon Bayou, taking bold steps in innovation. Greentown Labs selected Houston for the city's first ever climate tech and clean tech startup incubator to be located near the Innovation District near the Ion.
At a time when the focus is on technology, if people don't have the skill sets, they are left out.
The city expanded its groundbreaking digital alliance with Microsoft. The partnership will address economic recovery through building skills in underserved communities and reskilling those impacted by COVID-19.
The Houston Spaceport will be the place where the world's first commercial space station will be built.
And Axiom Space announced plans to develop its commercial space station at the Houston Spaceport at Ellington Field. It will use this campus to train private astronauts and produce its Axiom station. The environment, climate change, resiliency, renewable energy, and green building have all been at the forefront of Mayor Turner's administration. In 2020, the mayor launched the Resilient Houston Strategy, signed a historic executive order to prepare the city for future disasters.
Our goal is to make Houston see a noticeable improvement in streets by 2024.
Announced a street rehabilitation initiative designed to improve streets, curbs, and gutters citywide, and unveiled the Houston Vision Zero action plan to end traffic deaths by 2030. On the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, the city launched the science-based, community-driven Houston Climate Action Plan.
It will address how Houston plans to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and uphold the Paris Agreement.
Our city is also committed to buying 100% renewable energy. FEMA awarded Houston the 4th and final federal hazard mitigation grant to pursue large-scale and transformative flood mitigation projects. These projects will reduce flooding in areas primarily affected by record-high rainfall. In November, Houston captured the national spotlight with the triumphant return of the PGA Houston Open, the best golfers in the world showing off their skills and the beautifully renovated Memorial Park Golf Course. Then, just before Christmas, the arrival of the COVID-19 vaccine marked a new chapter in the city's fight against the deadly virus.
Oh, what joy! Congratulations!
Yes, 2020 was a challenging year, but it ends with hope and optimism, underscored by significant progress on Mayor Turner's priorities. As always, Houston pulled together as a city, Houstonians demonstrating their strength, their empathy, and their resilience. 2021, we're ready for you. The best is yet to come.